station. This is Mission Control Houston. Are you ready for the event?
We are ready for the event.
ESA, this is Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
This is Jean from ESC speaking. How do you hear me?
Jean, we have you loud and clear.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to introduce someone you know, Michel Tonini, head of ESC, and we have a lot of kids here. Michel will explain that.
Hello, Cady. Hello, Paolo. How are you? We are at ESC here with a lot of children. We have 100 children from Germany, but we have so you can hear I am not alone, and we have also about 4,000 kids following this event from all over Europe. And I'm glad to see you. You look very good. You look in excellent shape. You look to have some suntan. Do you go to the beach sometimes? Or what do you do to get a nice color? I mean, you look in a good shape. You do sport every day, I guess. Okay, we are going to start the Q&A. You want to show us something to do in space, right? Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Guten Tag.
Bonjour.
Buon pomeriggio.
Goedemiddag.
Buenas tardes, everyone. Hey, this is Michel. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to everybody around Europe and around the world. I'm Paolo Nespoli, flight engineer of Expedition 27.
I'm Cady Coleman, also flight engineer, Expedition 27.
And of course, we are talking to you from the International Space Station orbiting Earth at something like 28,000 kilometers per hour, about 400 kilometers above your heads. And as you can see, we are in 0G here, so the situation here is not the same as the one we have on Earth.
So we are here to conclude. Go ahead, Michel.
You continue. It's your turn. I will make my question at the end.
Well, we are here to conclude the Mission X, Train Like an Astronaut. And I know that you've been using the principles of healthy eating and fitness, and you've been training like astronauts with the European Space Agency, and I'm just really proud of every single one of you.
Yes, it was very nice for us here. We did train here in space. We usually train on the ground normally to be ready to be up here in space. And here in space we train even more because we lack, there's no gravity up here, and all the muscle kind of relax, and the skeleton, the bone can kind of lose consistency, lose minerals. So we need really to train, and we train something like a couple of hours, 2.5 hours per day. And we know that you have done the same, and it's very good that you guys were able for 8 weeks to learn things and at the same time practice them. And when we say train, we really mean training, but also do a healthy outdoor life. Go out and play soccer, run with friends, run around, do things. It's very nice stay home and play with computers or watch TV, but we need to be very active. Sport is good for the body, and it's also good for social skills, because when you do sport, you learn to work in a team. And when you play soccer, it's not one person that win. It's the whole team, and you have to learn to work like it in a team. And this is all these principles were very good, and I really hope that Mission X, Train Like an Astronaut, was very successful, and you really liked it, and you keep some of this principle and you use them for the rest of your life.
So now it's time to announce the winning teams. Although we are proud of every single one of you that has been trying to do your best with Mission X. So the winning teams are the Space Lions from Austria.
And from France,
31 aliens from Germany.
and Savona from Italy. So, start again from
Okay, so
31.
okay, so Space Lions from Austria you got. The next one is
Joinville from France.
my favorite, 31 aliens from Germany.
Savona from Italy.
Ruimteengangers from the Netherlands.
Picassoland from Spain.
Bentfield from the United Kingdom.
And I have a serious problems for the next one from the Czech Republic. I really don't know how to pronounce this, and I'm gonna kill it. So anybody in Cologne can help me with the right pronunciation there?
Check.
Pardubice. Teplice.
All right, Michel, we'll let you pronounce that, and good. That's good. In any case, congratulations to all the team that participated to this, let's say, competition, but it was more like a learning experience. And congratulations also to this team that we have just mentioned, because they were successful, more successful than the others. So, Michel, anything to add there from Cologne?
No, it's fine. You can continue your script. Very nice.
You want to talk about this? Sure.
So I know that you've been training and competing and doing many different exercises, probably some of which you like and some of which you don't like, but it's just really good to be active. And one of our favorites is the space roll and roll, where we're doing somersaults in all directions. Although I have to tell you that this is really fun for us. It's not necessarily exercise in space, but I think on Earth it's really good exercise. So I think I'm gonna spin Paolo.
Excellent. Okay.
So even though he's a big guy, I can do that here in space.
Okay, the demonstration.
But that was that was for fun, Michel. As you know, we don't usually do that. Sometimes we fly around the lab just to make sure, just to try to see if we can go from one direction to the other without bumping into anything. You know, when you come in space at the beginning, it's very difficult to be coordinated, and you start grabbing things. But after a while, it's easy to kind of float around like Superman or the Spider-Man. But we do exercises. As I said, we do about 2.5 hours of exercise per day. And one of the equipment that we use is right here in the lab, and you can see it here. It's a cycle ergometer. So it's a little bit of a bicycle, but it has a mechanism inside to provide some load, and we can actually dial the load. So we can tell this machine, we can tell it, okay, we would like to simulate we are really going uphill or downhill or everywhere else. It's interesting because while doing the exercise, you are actually not sitting on anything. You are just suspending in the air, and if you don't pay attention, you can actually flip over and keep doing exercise. It's really fun, and sometimes I pedal, go all the way around, and then spin back. It's interesting, and of course we have a window down there, and sometimes you can look outside. It is funny to see the Earth passing by at 28,000 kilometers per hour, and I wonder if it is me spinning on the bicycle, throwing the station around Earth, and of course this is not the case.
What about
Paolo and
we
Cady,
also work on a... Go ahead.
After you exercise so much, you must be very hungry. What about food?
Well, we wanted to show you some of our food, and actually I'll show you one of my favorite things to eat, but I'll tell you that all our food up here comes in big boxes, and it's usually in a couple different forms. It comes in packages where the food is dried, and then we add water from almost like a little faucet, but it's like a needle that puts water into, shoots water into our food and makes it into regular food. And you can see that, they're really just kind of not very attractive. In fact, I'll show you something that looks very sad, but actually tastes pretty good, and that is Italian vegetables. I know, it makes Paolo cry, I think, but these are actually Italian vegetables. And here's tomatoes and artichokes. So they look kind of ugly, but I tell you, they taste really good, and we eat a lot of as much healthy food as we can every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A lot of vegetables, a lot of grains. We look for low-fat food, and so we try to eat healthy, and because that's part of having a healthy lifestyle as well as exercise.
Yes, and one thing that we cannot have here in space, or we can have only rarely, is fresh food. And I'm really missing a good salad, a good fruit, fresh fruit. And you are really fortunate to have the possibility there to eat these snacks. We just have to take some of this envelope. For example, this one is actually pears. And Cady has some fruit there, right? You have fruit? Okay, show it. So as you can see, our fruit is not fresh, but it's not everything is freeze dried. Like this one has been cut and packaged, and we can actually eat that. Let's go ahead.
There is a piece missing downstairs, flying.
Yeah, this is fun, Michel. Sometimes we let the food flying around and then we go and catch it. Looks like a little bit like a dog, but it's nice after all.
Okay, it looks very good, and thank you for the food that you show up. Before we start the question and answer, I have a special guest for you. You gave us a surprise, so I have a surprise for you.
Well, actually, it's a bit too much honor. Hello, Cady and Paolo. This is Andre here at EAC. And being very jealous because I like to be up there with you already. And I'm training here with Don Pettit and Mike Fossum and Satoshi. So we are preparing to go up there as well. And if I see it, I'd like to go tomorrow. It's a real pleasure to see you there.
It is great to be here and great to hear from you, Andre. You are going to love every minute of being up here. I mean, we get to do science experiments. We get to learn how to run a space station. I mean, it's amazing equipment up here, and we get to look at the Earth and exercise every day. What more could we want? And it's really nice to see you guys. We can't wait till you come.
Okay, thank you. Now we go for the question and answer, and I would like to ask the first question from Austria.
Mm-hmm. So Lisa will ask us a question. She's German, and she's here at ESC, and how old are you, Lisa?
7.
7 years old, and she will ask 11 years old, and she will ask the first question.
Hello. Our first question you kind of answered. What is your favorite dish on ISS, and is it different from the way you prefer on Earth?
Well, I like to eat a lot of soup up here, and I think I'd like to do that especially at lunchtime, and I do that with a few crackers, and that tastes about the same as on Earth, except what I usually do is I open the package just a little bit, and then I kind of just squish the soup out, and so I don't actually eat it with a spoon.
Okay, Cady, thank you very much for your answer. Second question is from Belgium.
meals for celebration days?
Well, we have some containers of special meals that are brought up here for us. It's a little bit difficult to really choose the food that can come here in space because it has to be food that can be maintained. We don't have a refrigerator, and food goes to the launch center much early in time, so fresh food is not possible. But we do have some special meals, some special little things. I had some special prosciutto coming from Italy. Cady had a lot of other things, sweet things that reminds her home, and everybody here have these little things, and we always try to bring enough so that when there are special days, like we had Christmas up here on New Year's Eve, we have a meal together and we share of these specialties. This is really nice.
Okay, next question is from Czech Republic.
What is your favorite exercise? Which exercise do you hate?
Well, my favorite exercise is we have a machine. It's like a weightlifting machine, but it uses vacuum to provide the resistance. And so it can be very, very hard. And we do weights, just like, Paolo, can I get you to hold that? We do weights like, like this. And what I like about it is when I have the bar on my shoulders, I actually feel like I'm standing. And it feels kind of good to be standing. So I like that really a lot. But we do one exercise on that machine where we do our exercises just on one leg. They're called single leg squats. And I think almost all of us think it's the hardest thing in the world to do. I don't really like them, but you know what? I do them because they're good for me.
Excellent. Next question is from France.
Can fresh elements be brought into space?
Well, yes, in principle, yes. We cannot have big quantities because we don't have the capability of storing and maintaining up here in space. But every time there is a new spacecraft coming, the shuttle coming, they actually bring a little bit, not too much. They're like a little bag of fresh food. So we had oranges, we had onions, we had pickles, and by the way, we were just told that with the next shuttle coming in about 15 days, they're going to bring us ice cream.
Okay, next question is from Italy.
Do you eat extra pills to balance your diet?
Well, that's kind of a personal thing, and I like to take vitamins, and so I do take vitamins up here, although our food actually gives us all the vitamins we need, except we do, all of us, take vitamin D, and that's because vitamin D really helps us maintain strong bones here in space. Because we don't walk around on our legs like you do down there on Earth, our legs and our bones become a lot weaker up here, just like maybe an older person who's become kind of frail. And so in order to prevent that, we exercise and we take vitamin D.
Next question is from Netherlands.
How do you get the right amount of meat in space for your nutrition?
Well, we try to eat a balanced diet. You don't absolutely need to have meat on your diet. There are people that are vegetarian and don't eat meat without any problem. We do have meat, and we distribute it according to what our dietitians tell us in order to have this balanced content of vitamin, proteins, fat, and other things that are necessary. So I would say we do eat the right amount, and we can actually choose also how much amount to eat. I don't eat meat every meal, for example. I usually have it once a day, or maybe even once every couple of days.
Okay, Paolo, Katie, thank you very much. That was the last question. You did an excellent answer to the question. You look great. Thank you again. And I look forward to seeing you at EAC after your landing, after your soft landing.
And now we have a special applause from here, and I hope we will break all the connection to Houston.
Looks like space.
Thank you very
from
much.
all
Thank
of
you very
EAC
much
here.
to everybody.
Really like it up here. We really like it up here, and we've actually decided not to come home. I hope that's okay, because we have a lot of great work to do up here, and we like it.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.
Thank you, ESA. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.
Thanks, Houston, and thanks, Houston ACR. We always appreciate your help.